The week begins with a high-stakes matchup, both Josh and Mark riding some win streaks to make their push for the playoffs. For Josh, it's simple. Win, and you're in. For Mark, win, and Jack and myself need to lose. It was a very quiet 1 p.m. slate for both teams, having only one player each scoring. But things picked up in the 4:25 slate. At least for Josh. It all happened in one game, too. 49ers and Seahawks. Brock wouldn't be explosive today, but he'd still have a pretty good game, all things considered. Deebo Samuel would basically repeat what he did last week in terms of being unstoppable. As for DK Metcalf, he would get himself an early touchdown, and that was about it for him on the day. As for Mark, well, at least George Kittle did something. More than the rest of his team did anyway. Yep, it was one of those weeks for Mark, where only one or two of his players actually does something and everybody else just does absolutely nothing. Boy,
I bet that's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, don't ask me, though. I have no idea what that feels like. This game was pretty much put away by the time the Monday night game started. Even though Saquon Barkley would have himself a great day scoring 2 touchdowns, it just was not going to be enough. Even if Josh didn't have a player going. Yeah, he had Raheem Mostert, who was quiet throughout most of the game, but at the tail end would snag himself 2 touchdowns. Just for good measure. Don't worry, Mark. You may have lost this game, but you are not out yet. All you have to do is win next week. We'll get to that in a minute. As for you, Josh, I did say that if you win, you're in. So, without further ado... We could call this a tank bowl, but we don't decide the draft order based off who finishes last every year. I believe that one day these two will face off in a juicy game with higher stakes, but that was not the case this time, though it will be one of the higher scoring matches of the week. Something Jonathan's team has been missing all season is consistency. The way his team performed today was expected at the beginning of the year. Lamar Jackson had one of the best games he's had all year. Bijan Robinson was utilized more and got another touchdown. Chris Olave found the end zone again, and fucking hell, even later on, Javonte Williams would find the end zone. On the ground. His first rushing touchdown since 2021. Holy shit. As for John, outside of when he's playing me, it's just been a rough first year in the league. I mean, it's fantasy. We get it. These bad seasons happen. Unless you're me, they happen every single year in this league. But... yeah. He wouldn't have a great day by any means, but it was good. Mahomes didn't do too much, but unfortunately for him, his one touchdown that he did throw was to Jonathan's player Rice. Though James Cook would get a nice touchdown over here. Hasn't had many of those this year, it seems. Though Jonathan would have a pretty decent lead going into Sunday, John would still have Tony Pollard. Would he be able to make a comeback? Jonathan doesn't seem too confident.
John about to make a 1% comeback.
It's okay, you'd hang on. Hung on for the sweep. How about that? At least it's something to cheer about. Alright, these last few weeks have been tough, but the age-old saying, what doesn't kill me just makes me stronger. It's time to bounce back and claim a spot in the playoffs. My only problem is I have to go through the highest scoring team in the league. I sure had my work cut out for me this week. Little did I know Nick's team would have an off week. The usual scorers laid quiet or just away from the end zone. Good news for me. Despite 2 early touchdowns from Josh Allen, he would lay silent, including an interception for the rest of that game. And Austin Eckler, he got a touchdown, so that's chill. I would need Prescott and Cooks to have another big game for me. Cooks would get 1 yard short of the end zone, and Prescott would have a decent game, but a touchdown to land would not help me. But I would have my tight end to save me. Right? Well, we all remember what Jim Morris said. Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs?
What the hell is that?
Every year. It's something. If it's not the bye weeks, it's trades. Or, yeah, fuck this game. We have ourselves the biggest game of the week, and not just for Jack, but for Mark and I as well. A Nolan victory here would shake things up quite a bit for next week. Things would not start off too good, as Justin Fields picked apart whatever the hell the Lions decided to call a defense for this year, as well as Rachaad White taking another screen pass for a long touchdown. Nolan would find himself in not a big hole, but not in the best position either. Though the Jets and Texans game was a terrible first half, Nolan would at least get a Breece Hall touchdown in the second half. Same goes for Travis Etienne. He was pretty quiet on the day as well, but, he's been a pretty reliable scorer for you all season long. And to my absolute horror, this would be the only touchdowns that Nolan gets on Sunday. The rest of his team would get, okay amounts of yards, but nobody else would find the end zone. And then this happened in the 4 o'clock games for Jack. Cortland Sutton would score again. Nolan.
I'm so fucking scared right now!
So it would come down to Monday Night Football, and just like that, Jaden Reed scores a touchdown. God fucking damn it. Well, at least Nolan has Tyreek Hill. Save me.
Behind the line of scrimmage, he'll get him penned in, and they'll drag him down for a loss. Coming up to make the play was Sean Murphy Bunting, and Tyreek is on the field, and looks to be in pain, clutching that left knee.
My man on the ground writhing in pain. If he's done, so is my season. OMG, not Tyreek.
And just like that, this game is fucked, and Jack is going to win. Yep, Derrick Henry only needed 1 touchdown to fuck me up, and he got 2 just for good measure. Fuck my life, bro. You cannot make this shit up. Well, thanks to this win, the job is simple. Jack and Mark face off next week. The winner takes the last spot. I could say good luck, but instead I'll say,
fuck you.
Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch this video. Your time and feedback is always appreciated. These videos do take a bit of time to make, but I do them out of the love for our league and trying to make the season a bit more fun than it already is. With that said, thank you again for watching, and I will see you here again next week.